In this video, I'll go over level curve, contour map, and difference between level curve and cross section. And further, I'll talk about some of the applications of contour map. What is level curve? Well, level curve of the surface is obtained when the xy plane, or you can say a horizontal plane, cuts the surface, and the projection in the result of this intersection is called a level curve. When we sketch all these level curve on xy plane, then it is called a contour map. Well, here it is an example for the level curve and contour map. So here we have a function f of xy mentioned here, and it is the graph of that particular function. So first let's have a look at the level curves of this graph. So here it is, level curves of this particular function, this particular graph, and you can say it is like a slices at different levels, or you can say at different heights. So these are the level curves for this function. Now let's have a look at the contour map of this function. So the contour map is basically the set of level curves on the xy plane. So here it is, the contour map of this particular function, and you can see here these multiple colors basically differentiate the level curves at different heights, at different levels. Here I'll explain the formal definition of level curves and contour map. If the surface z is equal to f of xy is cut by the horizontal plane z is equal to k, then at all points on the intersection we have f of xy is equal to k. Well, let's recall the graphical concept of intersection. When we're going to find the intersection of two or more surfaces or curves, what we do basically, we basically equate the equation of these particular surfaces or curves, and we solve them and get the intersecting curve or point. In case of two or more curves, we get intersecting point. In case of two or more surfaces, we get intersecting curve. So here the level curve is basically the intersection of the horizontal plane and the surface. So we equate these two equations and we get f of xy is equal to k. The projection of this intersection onto the xy plane is called level curve of height k, or level curve with constant k. Now, what does here mean by height k? So, height k is the height at which the horizontal plane cuts the surface. Contour plot. A set of level curves of z is equal to f of xy is called a contour plot or contour map of f. So, when we sketch all the level curves of different levels onto the xy plane, then it is called the contour map or contour plot. Now let's have a look at some different surfaces and their contour plot. Well, what is the difference between the level curve and the cross-section of the surface? Here you can see different level curves of the paraboloid. So in level curves, the horizontal plane cuts the surface, and the projection of the surface on that xy plane is the level curve of the surface. So here the important thing is the plane should be xy plane. Here you can see different cross sections of the cube, and you might notice that here the plane is not need to be xy plane. It can be either xy plane, yz plane, or xz plane, and it might be any sloped plane. Several disciplines including civil engineering, earth sciences, geology, meteorology, and many more use contour map extensively. Architecture, city planning, hiking, and mining are just a few things for which contour map can be useful. Now let's look at some of its more uses now.